not mine, but the one up there. Call to order, determine there's a quorum present, Commissioner Wardlaw, Commissioner Vasquez, Commissioner Flores, and myself. We have a quorum. If y'all will please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. That was the chair, not me. Commissioner Flores.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Under the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to these nations, one state, under God, one indivisible. You were so well. Jesus Christ. I get paid by the hour. Here was my contract.
Sounds good. Item 5, approving minutes.
Motion to approve, Senate Judge.
A motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Citizens' comment, Sheriff. Joe Frank, you're up first. I did that on purpose.
Thank you, Judge and Commissioners. February 3rd, we had a boating accident at the Weir Dam below Amistad Dam. Rescue efforts went in effect immediately, and it became recovery. But I just want to acknowledge the efforts that were put forth by the United States Border Patrol, Air and Marine, the 4-Star Dive Team Unit, DPS, Air and Marine, the Dive Team, Texas Rangers, Fundación 911 Acuña Fire, Texas Equa Search. It's a volunteer nonprofit group from Dickerson, Texas. The Texas Game Wardens, who eventually recovered the victim. And actually, the victim was recovered today, this morning, about 9:30, about a mile and a half downriver from the International Bridge. But more importantly, all these agencies came together, and they worked tirelessly to bring this victim back to their family. But also, what I'm more proud of is our community. They stepped up with assistance. They assisted the family with food, lodging, and other necessities that they had over the last 11 days. The county stepped up and did some things that, brought some relief to the family. Mr. Billy Whaley, he provided the initial site for the search. Cody White, who opened his home and property to the family, that was their headquarters over the last, 4 or 5 days. There's also Hope Community Church of Danny Fernandez, who provided spiritual support for the family. And of course, the sheriff's office was involved in that investigation also. But the last 11 days have been long. But the community, the law enforcement community, they stepped up to the plate and brought this family some relief. But I just wanted to publicly thank all the people who were involved, all the volunteers, all the searchers, and for this incident to bring it to a closure. And I just want to thank them publicly for their efforts. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Sheriff. Ms. Ortiz, Mariana Ortiz.
Good afternoon, Judge Owens and Commissioners. My name is Mariana Ortiz, resident of Vega Verde and leader of the Border Organization. And what I'm trying to address today is the residents of Vega Verde have been wondering what has happened with the extension of the water line going to Vega Verde for the other 27 residents. Way back on April the 11th, 2023, item number 19 on the agenda was the discussion and possible action 2023 CDBG Colonia Fund Construction Grant Application Resolution for Town of Comstock Water Tank, the Felipe Pastor Booster Station, and additional water line extension on Vega Verde Road. Then on April 25th, 2023, item number 20, the agenda was stating discussion and possible action on a survey tabulation form for Vega Verde Water Line Extension Project, which was all approved 5-0. And then May 23rd, it was also the discussion and possible action approving COCC for Vega Verde Road Waterline Project, Texas CDBG 7219085. So we were just wondering what's going on or what's happening with this extension for the water on Vega Verde.
Can't answer. I get in trouble?
You get in trouble? Okay. So we're just wondering, the residents up on Vega Verde, because it has been open and it has been on the agenda since April. We're just wondering what's going on with this. With this grant that was supposed to have been approved for the extension, for the 27 residents that live out there, still waiting for the water.
Judge, can I answer that under
No.
Commissioner's
No,
comments?
no. Let's, we have a hearing here at 6:10 that has to do with that.
Okay.
If you want, we can.
That's fine.
I'll stick around.
That way?
Okay, I'll stick around. Thank you.
Yeah, stick around. Ricardo Galvan?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, County Commissioners, and good evening, Honorable Judge Owens. Last December, I was here voicing my concerns about the tax increase imposed against our properties. During my speech, I brought comments that some of you consider slander, inappropriate to you personally. Even though my comments were not a direct accusation to you all, some of you took it personally. Why, I don't know. Because when Mr. Owens asked me if I was making a direct accusation to the Commissioner's Court, my answer was very clear and loud. I am not accusing. And if you have doubts, you can check the YouTube channel. My presence here that day was as a concerned citizen, and my comments were just to express my discontent about the tax increase in our properties and the special exclusions some public officials have to pay less property tax. Now, after I exercise my right to speak in front of the board, voicing my concerns on this tax abuse, I received a very professional letter from County Commissioner Vasquez attorney asking me to apologize for my comments on December 20, 2023. All she did was give me more information on how to obtain documentation for the properties that I have in question. On that letter, she wrote, and I am going to quote, "Your information apparently came from the Valverde County Official District website. Please know that the information that the Valverde County is not always accurate and correct," closing quotes. Now, being that said, I decided to call the County Official District to ask about how accurate that information on the web was. I spoke to Ms. Jacqueline Casanova because that was the name sent to me on that letter. And she said over the phone that the information was the most accurate and correct at the time, with the exception of 2024, but the previous years are the most accurate and correct. I also asked her about the special exclusions, and Mrs. Casanova referred me to Ashley Jimenez. My conversation with Mrs. Jimenez lasted almost an hour. She explained me how and why these tax adjustments are made, and that most of them are state mandate. But when I started asking questions about why some public officials have these special exclusions, she could not give me a definitive answer, but she said that I could request records for the properties that I have in question. And I decided to do that, to come, so you can tell us what do we need to do to get the same exclusions some public officials have. And I believe it's a legit question, and you guys, as public officials, have the responsibility to share that information with us. Now, with this being said, I have a couple of questions, but you guys have the right not to answer. Mr. Vasquez, what year did you get elected for the first time for County Commissioner for Precinct 2? Was it a coincidence that after you got elected, the line of pressure value in one of your properties dropped dramatically from $102,000 to $4,000, putting you on a very low tax bracket? Mr. Flores, what were the requirements asked by the County Official District to be Aggie exempt on a property that has nothing related to livestock, agriculture, but the description on it says dry land crop? Mr. Wardlaw, what legal county official rules or city codes did you use to have an Aggie exemption in the middle of town on one of the most exclusive and expensive neighborhoods in the city of Del Rio? Mr. Owens, are you aware of all these special exclusions these public officials have to pay less property tax of the people that have elected them? Now, these questions are generic. You guys have the right not to answer, but I believe it will be good to know. Do you guys know that other counties around Valverde have a minimum acreage requirement to be Aggie exempt, and city limit land does not qualify for those Aggie exemptions? Can you guys show us how to fill the Aggie form so we can get the same kind of exclusion you guys get through the county and the city? Now, I am going to make myself clear and emphasize for the record that all my comments here and questions on December 2023 are not and will never be direct accusations, malicious, or slanderous comments against you all. These are just questions to the Commission of Court, and you as officials have the responsibility to answer all these questions or guide us on the right track to find the right answers. I am going to close with an anonymous call. We need to tell each other our stories. We need to tell it to everyone, our neighbors, our family members, our friends, our community leaders, of any public official we believe that has been touched by wrongdoing or corruption. Thank you, guys.
Mr. Rocha?
Good evening, County Judge and Commissioners. My name is Felix Rocha. I own property in Escondido Estates, and I'm a leader for the border organization. I'm here with a group of my fellow neighbors in Escondido Estates because we strive to have a public relationship with this court and to help move us forward. We appreciate the evening meetings to address the court because most cannot attend the morning meetings, and citizens need time to voice their concerns. We are eagerly awaiting the results between the city and the county agreement to temporarily connect to water. We will check back with the county engineer's plan for the pump design in 4 weeks
Okay.
and the completion of the study grant. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Rocha, real quick, I need to go into, I've got one more citizens' comments, but I need to go into the hearing, if y'all don't mind. My county attorney's over there making faces at me. At this time, I'm gonna go to item 15, just open public hearing, program year 2024, CDBG, program 610, or is it 610, 611? I'm gonna open the meeting, the public hearing up. If y'all wanna speak, don't need to fill nothing out. Y'all just come on up. Just come on up. You're up. Come on up. You're it. If you will just please tell us your name, that way for the record, if you don't mind.
Yes, my name is Gabriel Zapata.
Mr. Zapata, you had a list here for citizens' comments. Did you want to do that afterwards, or you're good?
It'll be this from the same
That'll
topic.
work.
It's the same topic.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, court, commissioners, judge. My name is Gabriel Zapata. I'm a member of the Moreno Valley Association and a leader with the border organization. So my understanding for the public hearing on today's agenda is to allow citizens an opportunity to discuss community development needs. One of the goals of the CDBG program is to develop a suitable living environment that can include funds for water improvements as well as street improvements. Now, as you know, Moreno Valley is in dire need of both road and water, but yet we can't be considered for the grant because we would first need to be recognized as a colonia, as I understand. A colonia is identified by a lack of potable water, adequate sewage, and or lack of a decent, safe, and sanitary housing. Commissioner Flores, you have asked for and received from this court $6.5 million for the Cienegas Road, $150,000 for USDA fence, $87,000 for fence for the community center, and the list goes on. But some of your constituents are still without water. Now, we urge you to work on getting Moreno Valley recognized as a colonia, just as Commissioner Vasquez has done for the Villarreal community. As our elected official, we need you to work on our behalf so that we can get water and roads improvement in that area. Now, for the record, Mr. Flores has a big heart. He recently helped me out personally with a personal matter out in Cienegas, where he's commissioner. So I know he will work for us as an elected official. Thank you so much, Commissioner Flores.
Thank you. Can I comment about this grant? And that'll help with one of the other comments during citizens' comments. We had applied
And she actually gave the dates and the times and the votes and everything else a little while ago, Ms. Ortiz. We were denied that grant. So we are reapplying for the same thing we applied for before. So when you ask about water on extending the water line to so many residents, we did apply. It was denied. We're having a redo. We'll do a water tank in Comstock, a water tank in something with the pastures and some stuff there, and then extend the water line in precinct 4. Okay. Whether we get it, this go around or not, we have always been real fortunate to receive it. There was an issue that we had with putting in pipe the last time. We were denied because we weren't done. And that's how, it's just that simple. We got everything done, everything's good, so we're going to reapply. All right? Is there anybody else that would like to comment on, and I think, just, as long as David ain't looking at me, I'm gonna be okay. We're supposed to have another meeting with the people from Escondido Estates after this meeting, so to answer some of y'all's questions. All right? Is there anybody else that would, yes, ma'am?
I'm sorry, did you say the reason why they were denying on the extension of, no?
The reason that the last grant that we applied for, which we're reapplying for the same deals, that we were denied was because we had, water lines that we had not finished.
Okay,
Okay.
so there's a good shot that they might approve it this next
Oh,
time.
the
after we're
chances,
done.
I would say that our chances are really good,
Okay,
that they will be approved. We ran into some issues with title on property, that hell, everybody thought it was done, and then all of a sudden it wasn't.
how soon do you think the court will apply or call us or?
We will, talk to Carl a little while ago, and I think he's there, but either way, we will have it on the agenda, the next meeting. And the next meeting, because of early vote and everything, will not be held here. It'll be held at, county court at law, or county court at law on the second floor in the building behind us at the main courthouse. So at that point, we will take a vote to go ahead and move forward, but it's steps. It's just
And then,
paperwork.
and I don't know whether this applies to CDBG money or not, grant money, but what Mr. Zapata was referring to, if Moreno Valley is, identified as a colonia, if you apply, would they be?
We automatically know that there's always steps, okay? And y'all already know what the steps are going to be. Right? Just with this grant, with other grants in other areas, whether it be San Felipe Pastures, whether it be, Escondido Estates, there's steps. I do believe that I'm one of 5, that before we take off, we need to finish some of the projects that we have. I don't know, last week, I had several phone calls, and I say several, at least 5, on my vote for Escondido, which is tied into the grants. And like I told them, we have several projects, and I named them. We got to do a tank. We got to finish connecting the water lines, because if not, no matter how big a storage tank we put, water pressure is not going to work. So these grants have to happen. The city, we're going to have to figure out how we're going to come up with money for Escondido, whether grant or borrow money. We don't have $250,000 or $350,000 to say that we're going to write a check. Okay, so we know that we're going to have to figure this out with the city. And during the meeting, after the meeting, we can go over that. And Mr. Chavez just sent me a deal. And whether we're going to do a grant or whatever, either way. And I keep saying grant, that way it's part of this. David doesn't look at it. We know that there's still water lines to be extended down Vega Verde. And at some
Do you know how
point,
much a CDBG grant money is?
this one right now that we're applying for is right at $1 million. And it's going to be split 3 ways.
three ways, like three precincts? I'm sorry, I'll let someone else speak. Go
So
ahead.
do you have an
Well,
idea, Judge Owens, when the
Let's do
water?
this, let's do this. And I'm sorry I didn't tell you the same thing, but if y'all are gonna speak, if y'all wanna come up here, that way I have it of record who made the comment and your name. If you don't mind, Ms. Ortiz.
I don't mind.
I should have told you, Ms. Fuentes, I'm sorry.
Sandra Fuentes asks, how much is the grant money?
Marian Ortiz, I was just gonna ask you, do you have more or less a period,
No,
what
ma'am.
we're looking?
No, ma'am, I can tell you that this is a process. We have to do the hearing, then in 2 weeks, we're gonna take a vote again and go through the same process that you just outlined very well right there. Okay.
So
And
we're
then we'll
looking
apply.
about 2 years, 1 year?
We'll apply within the next, 4 months, 6 months,
Okay,
okay?
all righty, thank
That'll
you.
work. Anybody else have any other comments? Voy le picaste, ¿verdad?
Gotta spread the wealth.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
What can I say?
Yes, ma'am.
Chris Rios, Escondido Estates. Do you already have plans as to what you're gonna do? with
I can
them?
tell you that we're reapplying with the same dollar amounts pretty much that we applied for we applied the last time. Does that answer your question? Yes, then the simple yes and no, the court has to vote on it,
Okay.
okay?
And you said that it was supposed to be divided three
Not
ways?
supposed to. The grant that we applied for last time was for a tank, in San Felipe Pastures, which, it's the tank and the booster station, or the booster station tank's there, right there by the sheriff's office, the big blue tank that's there. There's a water tank in Comstock. And then there's a water pipe that's going to be extended down Vega Verde. Anybody correct me if I'm wrong. But
So those are the three things?
Those are the
that-
three projects, and I will tell you that, you know, Escondido wants, and we'll go through that conversation after this meeting. But you can't keep dividing the pie, in so many pieces because we end up doing nothing. Okay, if I take any money, take another chunk out of this grant, and it affects either one of the three precincts right now, then we're gonna end up coming back because I don't have enough money to finish the booster station. I don't have enough money to do the tank, and I ain't got enough money to do lines. And when we go, if the court decides at a certain time to go apply for more water lines in Escondido, there's still stuff that we need to get done before we apply to extend any water lines.
Yes.
All right, and the city's asked us to do certain things that I think we need to go do first. But the process of doing environmental and everything else out there, in order to be able to apply for a grant, we don't need to stop.
Okay.
Anybody else? Going once? And going twice? It's 6:23, we're gonna close the public hearing. Are we good? Mr. Zapata, you'd already spoken, we're good, all right? Item 7, approving monthly reports from elected officials. Have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye, anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Approving bills for payment. Motion to approve is presented. Have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye, anybody against? You good? Motion carries 4-0. Item 9, discussion possible action to approve auditor's report.
Motion.
Second. The motion, Commissioner Wardlaw, second Commissioner Flores, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 10, discussion possible action on renewal agreement for Affordable Care Act reporting and tracking service arts and authorize county judge to sign. Commissioner Vasquez, motion, second. Commissioner Flores, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 11, discussion possible action on certification of revenue, Texas Association of Counties, insurance, to go back into insurance for, to fix. Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Wardlaw, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. I do need action on number 12, discussion possible action to approve treasurer's report. Motion to approve. Second. A motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 13, discussion possible action on purchasing bulletproof vests for the constables and funds to be out of available appropriations. I put this on the agenda. I was asked by one of the constables for vests. We had set aside $1,500 for Constable Precinct 3. I would ask if the court would please set aside $1,500 for the other 3 constables of a total of $4,500. If y'all don't mind, to come out of contingency.
Second.
Have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Yes, sir.
It appears it looks like it's about 1,000 for that Constable 3. Is that correct? Or?
When I looked at my deal, it was $1,500 in the budget. Yes, sir.
All right.
And I already got a price, Matt. There was a price, it was 1,100 and then 200 for this, 300 for that, and I didn't want to get so specific and said 1,300 some odd dollars and then something happened. So that's how come I asked for the 1,500.
Okay.
Are we good? Yes. Thank you, sir. Item 14, discussion possible action on approval of an affidavit of posting public hearing notice for program, year 2024 CDBG program. Second. And motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Jerry Lee? Danny? It's good. I just wanted to say, to go back to item 14, thank y'all for what y'all do. Anything else that this court can do? No, it's his fault. No. No, I just telling y'all, I went back to item 13, thank y'all, for everything y'all do. Appreciate it. Y'all's best work.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Have a good day. Thank you. Item 15, 16 done. Item 17, discussion possible action to approve a list of colonias within Valverde County. The list is on item 17. Judge, if somebody will give me a second, we go into conversation.
I'll second that for discussion.
Commissioner Vasquez, Commissioner Flores, yes, sir.
How many new colonias do we add to the list?
The one I'm looking at right now, and Carl's on the phone, is yours on here?
Yeah, yes, sir. Last one.
Okay.
We just talked about.
That was the only one.
Only one.
And if you want to try to add another one, Commissioner, get with Carl. Okay. And go through the paperwork, and then we can bring it back. That okay? Yes, sir. Okay. I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 18, discussion possible action to issue roll-in.
Motion to approve.
Second. I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Wardlaw. There was some concerns about, make sure that, just like all the rest of us, we need to make sure that if we're using the card, make sure our tax exempt letter is given and we don't end up with issues.
We turn in receipts so we're not charged finance charges. That would be silly.
And, yes, it would be silly.
Right, okay.
I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 19, discussion possible action requesting commissioners to appoint a member. No action needs to be today. To appoint a member within their precinct to serve on the Child Welfare Board. There's about 5 of them right there that are really trying real hard, but through their bylaws that we've been reading, each member of the court needs to appoint somebody. So if y'all will, I won't put it on in 2 weeks. I'll put it on in a month. Lisa, when you look at this, please put it on in a month. But if y'all would pick somebody to bring back to the court, and then we can go ahead and swear in the members that are already there at that time also. Item 20, discussion possible action authorize Valverde County Court at Law to apply for federal grant monies relating Valverde County Court at Law, DWI Specialty Court pursuant to Texas Government Code 124.004 via court resolution for the 2024-2025 fiscal year. Matt, are we okay with this one? Plan for it. Huh?
We need a minute, just a second.
Yeah.
Motion to table, bring back after
No, we're
executive
good.
session.
Are we good?
We're good.
We're good?
Okay.
Motion to approve then.
Motion Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 21, discussion possible action to approve a recurring $100 monthly payment to be paid from county utilities accounts for services will be purchased from AT&T FirstNet. Yes, ma'am.
This is for the Cradle Point device in case the sheriff's office loses internet through their VoIP system. This is a
Okay.
backup
So I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 22, discussion possible action to approve purchase for materials from the insurance account to repair the Parangola breezeway between the two buildings at the Dink Wardlaw. We've gotten, an idea, this is what you had brought up at the Dink Wardlaw. We've gotten a price, $6,900 and something.
Yes.
I took that dollar amount out because that was a price on what we could see that needed to be fixed. So if I could just get approval to fix that using insurance money, would be great. Are you gonna be okay with that? Because I have no idea what,
Do we know which site?
huh?
Do you know the site number? Site?
The Dink Wardlaw.
Mhm.
But
What would be an
everything's
accurate
done.
amount?
Everything's
I have
done.
no idea, Commissioner. I can tell you that we went and looked, got some prices, about $6,900, but there's a lot of stuff that's rotten. I mean, we could end up
How
spending.
much money do we have in insurance? Or
I'm not gonna say
how's that gonna work?
There's enough to fix it.
Okay.
If we spend $10,000-$15,000, there's enough to fix it because we got insurance money to fix it.
Motion to do repairs and, get the money from insurance.
Okay. I have a motion, Commissioner Flores. Second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 23, discussion possible action to approve bid 2422 as no bid received and authorize purchasing agent to solicit informal bids for a used, day cab precinct 4. I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second, Commissioner.
What are we gonna do here, Melissa?
Go out for comps. This is our second time going out for bids.
So, I mean, so.
We can call
So we
people
can
now.
call.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. We've gone through the purchasing, process, twice.
Mhm.
It allows us to now go out and actually call somebody and try to get,
Right.
beat them on the head, try to get
Yes.
that. So you're just not gonna have to wait.
Okay.
Okay. Have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Wardlaw, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 24, discussion possible action to approve bid 24-19 for purchase of a 2024 three-quarter ton truck from the lowest bidder, Ram Country Del Rio, in the amount of $52,000 for parks, budget $52,000 from general capital to parks building.
Motion to approve.
Motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Wardlaw, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 25, discussion possible action to approve bid 24-19. A purchase, of one 2024 three-quarter ton truck from the lowest bidder, Ram Country, in the amount of $52,956 for precinct 3, and then it outlines where the funds will be coming from that are controlled through precinct 3.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 26, discussion possible action to approve bid 24-19. B, for the purchase of a 2024 15-passenger van from the lowest bidder, Brown & Motor, for the amount of $48,581.52 with a trade-in value of $3,000 for the 20, trade-in? That'll work.
Second.
Yeah. Commissioner Vasquez made a motion, sir.
15 capacity.
Yeah, this is for the.
Yeah.
So that's what it's what? All in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 27, discussion possible action for approval to declare the following items as surplus and designate proper disposal.
Second.
Motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Carlos, discussion possible action on accepting the TMPC Defense Economic Adjustment Assistance Grant in the amount of $3,673,000 for the construction. Have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez. Second,
I'll second that.
Commissioner Flores. You have questions?
No, well, is there gonna be enough money to?
That's gonna be enough, more than enough money to finish this project.
So what are we gonna do with the leftover money? You say that's gonna be more than enough.
It's okay. We're just being fun.
They're gonna bring water.
Okay, we have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 29, discussion possible action to approve the purchase of technology equipment needed to establish a second magistration room for remote access by district judge by virtual magistration purposes. Equipment to include Dell equipment, audio video equipment, large TV, laser printer. You can tell Ram wrote this one. VoIP phone, communications material, estimated total amount of $2,700. Only place to get this is contingent.
Motion to approve and get money from contingency.
Second.
Motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor?
Judge,
Aye.
yes. We have homework. You don't have to give us the answer, okay?
Okay, we're all good. Item 30. That was awesome, Ram. Darren, Vasquez. Item 30. Item 30, discussion possible action, Robert E. County Library to accept 3 individual donations of $25 each from the Cactus Thorn Garden Club in memory of Roger Smith, Donald Mills, Donnie.
Motion to approve.
Motion, Commissioner Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 31, discussion possible action approving the lease between Valverde County and George Paul Memorial Bull Riding on behalf of Bobby Paul.
Second.
Commissioner Wardlaw?
Yes.
Made a motion, second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 32, discussion possible action on approving a lease between Valverde County and Border Classic Team Rope and Cook-Off on behalf of Carlos Ayala.
Motion.
Second.
Motion, Commissioner Wardlaw, second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 33, discussion possible action on ratification of trusted driver agreement and authorize county judge to sign agreement. Motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 34, discussion possible action authorize Joe Frank Martinez to pay deputy sheriffs overtime for security services during Laughlin Air Force Base Air Show on March 9th. Funds will come out of your budget.
Extended salary.
I'll second it. Well, okay.
I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second. Who seconded?
How many hours are we talking about?
It's gonna be for the day, you know, we're talking maybe no more than 40 hours total for the 2-day event.
Okay.
Any other questions, Commissioner Flores? We good?
We're good, sir.
I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second, Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 35, discussion possible action authorizing Sheriff Joe Frank Martinez to pay sheriff deputies overtime for security service for Texas Solar Eclipse Fest should the need arise.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion, Commissioner Wardlaw, second, Commissioner Flores, and there are already people in town for the event. Unbelievable. Yeah. I have a motion, Commissioner Wardlaw, second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 36, discussion possible action authorizing Sheriff Joe Frank Martinez to accept a $500 donation in the form of a credit card from Chick. Didn't know her name. I'm sorry.
So let me give you an update on that, Judge. So CHIC stands for Community Health Improvement Coalition. The Sheriff's Office has been part of this organization basically for the mental health needs of our community and for the sexual assault response team.
And you told us what it would be used for.
It'd be used for victims in need of either clothing or shelter or whatever, where they're taken to San Antonio for services.
Did you make the motion? Motion, Commissioner Vasquez. Who did the second?
Second.
Second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 37, discussion possible action to authorize Sheriff Joe Frank Martinez to sign Form SUM-607 for fiscal year 2024. What is this, Sheriff?
This is a U.S. Marshal agreement. It's a reoccurring.
Second.
And motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Discussion possible action on approval to make personal changes and a budget adjustment with the fire department. It should have been in your packet, but
There's nothing here.
there's nothing.
I made copies.
I don't know if I got them, but I made copies. Yeah,
Or just tell us what the changes are or what.
Okay, there is a base pay in assistant fire chief of 50,000 some odd dollars. There's a base pay for firemen of 30 some odd thousand dollars. So the difference, we would split in two, and we'd end up with two assistant fire chiefs, with more pay. Instead of the 35,000 and change, here, let me just make sure I get this right before I, George, you're up there, Bill. They would end up going from $36,322 to $43,952, which would be a pay increase of $7,630 to come out of the difference between base pay for a fireman and the base pay of the fire chief, assistant fire chief. We're staying all within the same dollar amounts, and we're keeping the same firemen. We're just making two people assistants.
Motion to approve.
And I'm sorry. It took so long. I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Wardlaw, and you got which one? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 39, there was one thing that needed to be removed, which was item C. Juanita there? No. Anybody here from Juanita's office? No. This, item 39, discussion possible act to approve the HR monthly report from January 18th, 2024 through February 14th, 2024, with the exception of item C that needs to be removed.
Motion to approve and exclude, item C.
I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Item 40, closed session consultation pursuant to Texas Government Code A 551.071, 551.071, attorney-client privilege, B 551.071, A, contemplated litigation, C 551.072, regarding the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property and possible action open session, D 551.073, regarding a negotiated contract, lease, or value of real property and possible action in open session thereafter, E 551.076, regarding security devices, security audits, and/or security personnel. Do you have anything? Do y'all have anything for executive session? Do y'all want to go into executive session?
let's call it.
Okay, we're gonna go into executive session. If y'all will give us the room, because Judge has to talk. All right, lights on. Back in session. I was gonna get another pair of glasses. Executive session, no action was taken. Item 41, Commissioners' comments.
Happy Valentine's to everybody, Judge. Can we get a hug?
I love you. County judges' comments. We had one deal. Billy Whaley, went to San Antonio Stock Show and won first place out of 300 some odd contestants in beans. Yeah, so one of our own, won first place. I had more, but I'm gonna leave him alone with that. I'm just kidding. Not gonna say nothing. So congratulations if you see Billy. He's been thrown off of more teams though, cooking teams, than he has actually cooked for. This is an individual also, which I'm gonna throw a little bit of rocks. Forgot one night to turn on water, or put water in the beans, but turned them on. And then one of the other cooks forgot to turn them on. So he did good this time and won first place at the San Antonio Stock Show. Kudos to Billy. Item 43, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion. Second.
Motion, Commissioner Vasquez, to adjourn. I have a second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Thank you all so much for coming.